It really seems as if a lot of people are counting out the Buffalo Bills after a number of offseason moves that saw several longtime key contributors depart the team. There's been a lot of noise about the Bills all offseason, and it's almost as if people no longer consider them to be a contender in the National Football League, but that seems backwards to me, because the Buffalo Bills, they're definitely not a pretender, and it seems pretty evident when you take a look at the betting odds that have been set by Las Vegas, as FanDuel has the Bills listed as the favorites to win the AFC East Division, and they're also in the top 5 favorites to win the Super Bowl. Welcome back to the Bills Bunker, everybody. I'm Jake Varco, and today I want to talk to you about why the Buffalo Bills are contenders in the National Football League, not pretenders. And this video, it was inspired by Emmanuel Acho, as he had some words to say about the Buffalo Bills on Speak. Here's what he had to say.
But it is the worst season because they all don't have hope. None? You don't have enough talent to compete. The game of football is about talent.
Now, I definitely don't agree with this. I don't think all hope is lost at all. And in this video, I'll be highlighting why that's the case. But before I really get into it, I'd like to take a moment to encourage you to click subscribe. Stay tuned for more content coming your way. And click like on this video. Helps the channel out in a big time way. Going to be plenty of content coming your way all season long, and all throughout the remainder of the off season. I'll be heading to plenty of games, every home game and a few away games as well. So lots of great stuff coming your way right here on the Bills Bunker. Let's dive in to why the Buffalo Bills remain contenders. Obviously, everyone is well aware of all the losses that the team endured this offseason on both sides of the football, but they still seem to be pretty well equipped moving forward, and that's because of the work that general manager Brandon Beane did this offseason. He made a number of low-budget signings that all had a purpose to go along with a total of 10 draft selections, and each and every one of these selections provide an interesting skill set at different positions. It's evident that a lot of the veterans that were on this team were aging, and the team was due for a turnover eventually. Why not pull the trigger now and make these moves now? Because they needed to get back to being cap compliant while retooling around Josh Allen while he's still in his prime years. Right now seems like the perfect opportunity, and that's exactly what Brandon Beane did. And the culture in Buffalo remains strong with Sean McDermott in the building as the head coach. Love him or hate him, McDermott has the second most wins in Buffalo Bills history as a head coach, as the team has a total record of 73 wins to 41 losses since he took over back in 2017. Buffalo has qualified for the playoffs all but once under Sean McDermott, and that was back in 2018 when the team was in a complete rebuild during Josh Allen's rookie campaign. On the defensive side of the ball, Buffalo lost multiple veterans who made significant contributions to the team. Guys like Jordan Poyer, Trey White, Leonard Floyd, and probably Micah Hyde too. But after the draft and free agency, there's a lot to like about the new pieces in this defense. Buffalo filled voids on the defensive side of the ball with an infusion of youth and some new veteran pieces that are definitely going to give this unit a new look. There will likely be some growing pains with so many new faces here. However, Sean McDermott is a coach that specializes in defense, and let's not forget that this Bills defense is consistently a top 5 unit in the National Football League. It's a guarantee that these players will be coached up well under McDermott, and with veterans such as Matt Milano returning, this unit will continue to have a solid foundation in place. And on the other side of the football, offensively, Buffalo is operating under offensive coordinator Joe Brady, who's entering his first full season in the role. He took over around the halfway mark of the 2023 season, and when he took over, the Bills' offense changed for the better. This is a unit that's guaranteed to look different without wide receivers Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. But it's clear that the philosophy of this offensive unit has changed. Instead of being a top-heavy pass-first offense, it's now going to be a more balanced attack offensively. And Josh Allen, although he might not have a true number 1 wideout, he actually has several weapons in his arsenal now. And this is an offense that's going to be really unpredictable in 2024 because there are just so many options that can hurt you in a multitude of different ways. Buffalo hasn't had this kind of versatility on offense in years past because they've been so one-dimensional, forcing the ball deep down the field to Diggs and Davis. So while there may not be as many big household names on this offense, there's definitely going to be an element of surprise that can catch a defense off guard, because one play you might go deep to Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You might have a red zone target for Dawson Knox or Keon Coleman, and you can hand the ball off to James Cook. There's just so many ways this offense can hurt you now. And that's not even mentioning the legs of Josh Allen. Overall, the Bills still have a very good team, and they should be considered a contender in this National Football League because really not that much has changed. There's some new faces in the building, there's some old faces that have left, but they still have Josh Allen, and they still have a lot of talent on this team. I'll be real with you. Am I expecting the Buffalo Bills to win the Super Bowl this year? Probably not. I'm not getting my hopes up there. But, in the words of Kevin Garnett, anything is possible.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible!
When you look around the AFC conference, it's obviously pretty loaded. We know that the Kansas City Chiefs are a problem. They've won 3 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. They have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. We know that the Baltimore Ravens are a really strong team. They're always competitive. And Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry operating in the same backfield this year, that's going to be crazy. We know that the Houston Texans are on the rise. They just acquired Stephon Diggs to add into a loaded offensive unit with CJ Stroud at the quarterback position. And yes, we know that the Cincinnati Bengals are getting Joe Burrow back into the mix this season under center with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase on a loaded offensive unit. We know that there are plenty of solid teams in the AFC. There's no denying that. But the Buffalo Bills, they should be able to compete with each and every one of these teams. And that's because they have quarterback Josh Allen, who just turned 28 years old. He's still in the midst of his prime, and we've seen enough to know that he is one of the top quarterbacks in the league. As long as you have that, as long as you have number 17 in his prime, healthy, you should be competitive. To me, it's a no-brainer that the Buffalo Bills are going to be a contender this year. I mean, if you look at what Vegas says, they're favored to win the division. They're over-under win totals at 10.5 wins. They have so many solid pieces. They have Josh Allen at the quarterback position. You have Sean McDermott as your head coach, who is one of the most winningest coaches in Buffalo Bills history, second all-time, only to Marv Levy. You have so many factors here that just point to the Buffalo Bills continuing to be a solid team. So to me, there's no way that this is going to be a pretender team. And if they are, you come back here and you make sure you leave a comment on this video and tell me how silly I look at the end of next season. But I'm willing to bet that the Buffalo Bills are going to be one heck of a team next year. They're going to continue being a good team. Maybe next year won't be their best year. I don't think it will be. But I think that this team is growing. They have a lot of potential here. And moving forward, this team is going to continue to be dangerous. They're going to continue to be a threat in the AFC. And one day, they might take that next step forward, make it to the Super Bowl, and eventually hoist that Lombardi trophy. I believe it. Absolutely. This team is legit. They're a competitive team, and I'm really excited to see them take the field in the 2024 season. But I want to know, what are your thoughts in the comment section down below? Are the Buffalo Bills a contender or a pretender? Let's hear it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, click that like button, and if you haven't yet, click subscribe. Stay tuned for more content coming your way right here on the Bills Bunker. I'm Jake Varco. Go Bills.